Hello my dear students. So today we are going to discuss about a very important chapter of chemistry, class 11, that is redox reaction. So let us start with the very first topic of redox reaction, that is oxidation. So what is this oxidation in general concept? So whenever we talk about this oxidation, then oxidation means the oxygen addition of oxygen, or we know that oxygen is an electronegative atom. Now if any other electronegative atom is added to any reactant, that is also termed as oxidation. So here we can write addition of electronegative radical. At the same time, in other concept, the removal of hydrogen is also known as oxidation. Now we know that hydrogen is an electropositive atom. So if an electropositive radical is removed, then also it is called oxidation. Either addition of electronegative radical, or removal of hydrogen, or any other electropositive radical is known as oxidation. Let us take some examples of addition of oxygen. Magnesium react with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Here, oxygen is added to this magnesium. So this is called oxidation. Now, if we take another example, addition of some other electronegative radical, like if we add chlorine to the ferrous chloride, then it forms ferric chloride, FeCl3. This is the addition of electronegative radical. Since it is the addition of electronegative radical, it is also known as oxidation. Now, let us take the example of removal of hydrogen. Here we have H2S, hydrogen sulfide. Whenever bromine or any other halogen is added to this hydrogen sulfide, it forms hydrogen bromide and sulfur. In this case, from this hydrogen sulfide, this hydrogen is removed, due to which we call it oxidation. Or we can take another example, removal of an electropositive radical. Whenever an electropositive radical is removed, then it is known as oxidation. Now we can take another example here, H2S plus chlorine. Here, from this sulfur, if we remove hydrogen, which is an electropositive radical, then it forms sulfur plus hydrogen chloride. This is also one of the example of oxidation. So oxidation means what? Either addition of oxygen or any other electropositive radical, or removal of hydrogen or any other electropositive radical is known as oxidation. Now the second topic is reduction. So what is this reduction? Oxidation means the addition of oxygen, whereas reduction means the addition of hydrogen. As we know that hydrogen is an electropositive radical or electropositive atom, if there is addition of any electropositive radical, then also it is known as reduction, or the removal of oxygen, which is an electronegative radical is also known as reduction. We can see that oxidation and reduction are opposite to each other. Here, in reduction, there is addition of hydrogen, whereas in oxidation, there is removal of hydrogen. In oxidation, there is addition of oxygen, whereas in reduction, there is removal of oxygen. So, they are opposite to each other. Oxidation and reduction are opposite to each other. Now let us take some example of reduction. Here, if we take the example of addition of hydrogen, then H2S react with iodine and it gives Hi, hydrogen iodide, and sulfur. In this case, this hydrogen is added to this iodine to form hydrogen iodide, and this is called the addition of hydrogen. As we know that addition of hydrogen is reduction. So this is reduction here. Then addition of some other electropositive radical, like if we have HgCl2 react with SnCl2. In this reaction, we have mercuric chloride. If this mercuric chloride changes into mercurous chloride, that means one more mercury metal is added here, and SnCl4 is formed in this reaction. Then here is addition of what? Electropositive radical. So this addition of electropositive radical is also known as the reduction. Now, removal of oxygen. Suppose we have a copper metal combined with oxygen, copper oxide. This copper oxide, when it comes in contact to carbon, then it forms copper metal and carbon monoxide. In this process, what happened here? From this copper oxide, oxygen is removed. And we know that removal of oxygen is known as what? Reduction. Similarly, if we have some other electronegative radical which is removed from any reactant, then such a reaction or such a process is known as reduction reaction. Let us take the example conversion of ferric chloride into ferrous chloride, FeCl3. When it comes in contact to SnCl2, then it changes into FeCl2 and SnCl4. In this reaction, what happened here? Electronegative radical is removed from this ferric chloride. This one of the chlorine atom is removed from this ferric chloride, and what is formed here? Ferrous chloride is formed. So this is also one of the example of reduction. So in this way, we have to understand the concepts of oxidation and reduction in terms of addition of oxygen or electronegative radical, or addition of hydrogen or electropositive radical, or the reverse of that. So this is about the oxidation and reduction. Now let us talk about the oxidizing agent and reducing agent. So any substance, any atom or group of atom that causes oxidation is called as oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent. Here in this reaction, oxygen is causing oxidation of magnesium. So oxygen is one of the oxidizing agent. Now what do you mean by reducing agent? Reducing agent means any atom or group of atom that causes reduction is called reducing agent. For example, here carbon is one of the reducing agent, and there are many other reducing